Hey y'all, I'm in Schoology. Down here at the bottom, I posted the latest assignment, mostly for this week. It will involve reading some more examples of personal narrative, um, writing down and talking about your reactions to them, brainstorming your own moment, and then really almost owning that moment for your own personal narrative. So we're getting down to that place probably by the end of the weekend where you're really going to have to know what you're going to write about. I mean, there's going to be an opportunity to turn back and choose another moment. But if you haven't narrowed down to one or two or three moments by Sunday, it's time. It's time to make a choice. You just go with it. Of course, some people are going to be more inspired than others, but where you start and where you end in terms of inspiration and loving your moment, that can change in the drop of a hat, depending on where you decide to go and what you're able to do with your moment in writing. It's going to be a process. So anyway, this is the assignment down here. What you will end up writing or typing is down here. Anyway, here's the assignment. What's going to happen is you're going to complete 1, 2, and maybe even 3 in preparation for one of 2 Zoom meetings on Monday the 18th. So I'm going to send you a message assigning you to either a 12:30 time slot or a 1:30 p.m. time slot. It'll be our first Zoom meeting. I've done some research. Hopefully it goes well. I'm sure it will. Anyway, in preparation for that meeting, you're going to do a few things. Number one, this story here, Duplex. It's on page 22 of the packet. I'd like you to read that. One called Blue. That's on page 24. And then another one called English. And that's on page 25 to read those. And, I'd like your reactions to them. They're all powerful in their own way. But if you're not exactly sure what you're supposed to be reacting to, there are some questions right here, A, B, C, D, and E. And of course, you're appreciating them for the work that folks have put in, but you're also using them as a way to guide you and maybe even find some that influence you toward your own focus for your own personal memoir. Number 2 is part of the Zoom meeting also. Not everybody is going to, want to share all the details of these, but brainstorming moments from your life that might work for your personal narrative. And I think there's certain packet pages, like packet page 11, which tells you what the assignment is, notes that the story that you're going to write, it takes place over an extended period of time, but it's a short period of time. The use of the word extended is almost misleading, because it's within a day or two. In fact, it could be the course of a couple moments or a few moments over the course of a day or two, but those moments are short. Those moments are minutes. You're not going to write about a 48-hour period in its entirety. You're going to take clips, scenes, bits and pieces from it in order to string together your narrative. So within minutes or within a few hours. Your moment's going to include some sensory details. And at some point, you're going to have to make some meaning out of your moment. Like, why did you choose it? What significance does it play? Why is it important? What lessons are there to be learned, or did you learn, or how did you grow from this? And then here's the requirements for your personal narrative, which includes all the things we just talked about, including use of dialogue. So, and then page 12 offers you some topic suggestions I like some of the ones that I highlighted are ones that could lead you to something meaningful. Like, for instance, stealing a pie when you knew you did something wrong and it just weighs on you. Or an important change in your life. Could be a geographical change, a family situation, physical condition, an injury. A time when you were aware of someone else's feelings. Realizing that, people are important, other people are important, and that it's not always about you. Or maybe a time when you recognized or discovered someone's true nature. Anyway, we've all had these kinds of experiences. They're going to be different because they're ours, but and these are not the only ones that you might be able to draw from in terms of selecting your own focus moment or moments, but these are good ones. They're going to allow you to reflect on the experience and maybe even draw some meaning from them, offer some significance to the reader about the moment for you, and they're going to lead you to, I think, what might be a more mature personal narrative down the road. So these are things you're going to be trying to prepare, not just for the Zoom meeting, but also for yourself, because we're getting to a point where you have to figure out what you're going to write about. And again, these experiences here could lead you to a place where you're more easily able to select a moment and feel comfortable that, hey, this is going to be my moment. I know it. So, let's see. The personal narratives that you are going to read and respond to are back here. They're under the more mentor texts area. Duplex looks longer than it is. It's got 1.5 double O-N spacing, so it's longer than it looks. And blue is a nice little one-pager. Powerful though. And English, you can see that she's using these asterisks as these little time shifts to present a few moments to you, but you can see there's lots of dialogue in English. So you're being asked to read and respond, to those three personal narratives. Some of the choices here in terms of questions, you don't need to write these down anywhere that I need to see them, but you may want to write them down so that you have them accessible during your Zoom meeting. Zoom meeting will only be about a half hour each. And then last but not least, this is number 3. And this is once you've chosen your moment, I'm asking you to fill out what's known as the sensory questionnaire. It's at the bottom of the materials page. It's in your packet as well. It's probably page 13. Let's see. I'm almost positive it's page 13. So you can get a preview of them beforehand. Probably took the slowest way to get to page 13. I'm sorry. But here they are. Page 13. The sensory questionnaire. But this also exists in Schoology down here. And it's worth points. So once you start your submission, apparently I've already started one, so I'm resuming one. This is the sensory questionnaire is going to ask you about your moment or your incident. How does it sound? What does it look like? What things are around? Can you set up the setting so that people can see visually this moment or smell it? Is there a physical feeling to the moment? This one is asking you to write a metaphor or a simile. Is there an emotional feeling to the moment? It doesn't necessarily have to be a metaphor or a simile. Any sort of figurative language or powerful language use would work there as well. Who's involved? How do they feel about the incident? Also, who's involved? Their internal and external characteristics. What do they look like? What might they be wearing? Who are they on the inside as far as you can tell? And then some other questions as well, but they're geared toward making the moment feel as though it's unfolding, that people can experience it using their senses through your writing. So those are the 3 things you have to prepare for. Read the examples, react to the examples, start brainstorming for your own personal narrative, and then once you've selected the moment, or maybe the collection of little moments that make up what's going to be your personal narrative, respond to the sensory questionnaires. They're at the bottom of Schoology. I think that's it. Send me any messages that any questions that you have through a message, and I'll be in touch soon, either through Schoology or through your school mail, or both, inviting you to one of the Zoom meetings. Good luck.